Hello, beloved. It's me, James, and it's our time of week to do sacred reading together. If you're one of our regular watchers of our Tuesday moment as well, I want to say a special apology to you. We had technical difficulties, so our Tuesday message, it didn't go out at noon. It went out at 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, and we had to recreate a facsimile of it. So sorry about that. Hopefully the sacred reading will be just fine today. It's good to be with you. For those of you who might be joining us for the first time, sacred reading is the reading of a sacred text with an open heart, open mind, with a sense of anticipation that Spirit can speak into our lives. Something we need to hear right now. A word of encouragement, a word of challenge, a word to uplift us, a word to remind us of who we are. Any number of possibilities exist about what we'll hear from Spirit. And it's in that anticipation we read a text, usually in short snippets from the sacred reading itself. So if you want to do this on your own, I encourage you to read aloud whatever text you choose. That way you engage not only your eyes, but your body, the vibrations pass through you, your vocal cords, breath control, you hear it, it vibrates even in your head. All those pieces come together to make it an experience of what Spirit may speak into your life. Not just an intellectual one, but a full person experience. So we have been reading through the first letter of John. Today is the last verse. We're reading the last verse of 1 John. I haven't yet selected where we're going next. I encourage you, if you want to email or text us or reply in the comments, if you're watching in some location, that you can comment, is there some sacred text that you hope we'll read from next? If I don't hear anything from you, obviously I'll try to select something on my own, with the anticipation, once again, that we'll just continue next week, pick up with a new book. So let's listen together today. Gather yourself into the moment. Here we are together in this space. Let's listen for what Spirit may speak. I'm only going to read it once. If you do it on your own, I encourage you to read it 3 times aloud. And I'll pause afterwards. You're welcome to stop the recording at that point, to stop the playback, and to just go and read it yourself or imagine what it means for you. But if you'd like to hear whatever reflections arise in me from the text, you can hang on through the pause, and I will let you know what it is rising up for me. So here we go. 1 John chapter 5, verse 21, the last verse of the first letter of John. My much loved children, keep away from spirit images or anything that would take the place of the Great Spirit in your hearts. May it be so. It's interesting when I listen to the text for myself. I love the particular translation that I'm using right now, the First Nations translation. It's targeted for and written by Indigenous folks from the United States, U.S. America, and it's written in a language that would speak to Indigenous and Native cultures in a way they could hear. And so I've loved reading it this way because it has challenged me in some good ways. Of course, this isn't a direct response to the text, but the direct response to the text would be when it talks about being careful about choosing spirit images that could take the place in any way, tried to take the place of the Great Spirit. It's about, it echoes in my mind the Ten Commandments to not make images of the divine, because no image can contain all that there is of the divine. Every image is at best a partial representation. To say the divine is our rock is to say something about the divine that is perhaps a firm foundation, a place to stand, always there, trustworthy, doesn't just wash away like sand would, but is firm. But we all know the divine is not a rock. You can't limit the divine to that. So any image we would choose and invest ourselves in and imagine that that could be anything other than perhaps the merest and slightest representation of the infinite would be to miss the point. We can't let any spirit image, and that means political, national, it means religious, it means ethnic. All of those images that we somehow use as limiting factors or imagine that we have the only take on the divine ourselves just by whatever particular faith tradition we come from, we can't let that, even that faith tradition itself, be a spirit image. It's very easy to identify ourselves with some particular, with the color of our skin, with our nationality, with the particular branch of our religious tradition, and to think that that particular is the end all and be all is to lose sight of what are the endless possibilities when it comes to understanding and recognizing the infinite. It's like holding up a diamond. If you look at it from one side, you catch the facets on that side. It's no less a diamond, though, if you turn it a quarter of a turn in your hand and then look at it from that direction and see different facets and different reflections, different refractions of light through it. You can turn it and see through different ways. No one of the images, and the diamond was just a metaphor, no image can fully contain the infinite mystery, the divine, the Great Spirit. So be careful if you worship money. Be careful if you worship your political party or affiliation, if you worship the nation from which you come. And be careful with any of those, because to worship any of those is to worship less than God. Anything else is less than God. And you want to not obstruct your view of Great Spirit. So I hear in this a cautionary tale for myself. I happen to be a United Methodist and have been for most all of my life. And I could believe that we are the true purveyors of the Christian faith. We are certainly a voice, and we have a method, hence the term Methodist. But we don't have the only take. And our take is shaped by a lot of things. So be careful lest you imagine your own denomination, your own viewpoint become your spirit image that you substitute for something you cannot easily replace. So easily replace. So that's what I heard in today's message. I will look forward to starting something new with you in the coming future. Again, my apologies for our technical difficulties on Tuesday. And hopefully we have figured those out and won't have those anymore. Otherwise, remember you're infinitely precious, unconditionally loved.